Hey everyone, Anders here with another Black Desert guide video for new players. This guide is part of my beginner guide series I am working on going over everything to do with getting started in Black Desert Online. This is geared towards completely new players, but maybe veterans can learn a thing or two as well. These beginner guide series videos are going to be more casual than my usual condensed guides. I give a bit more insight into why I'm choosing to disable some settings or save some items for later, so hopefully the videos in this series help some of you as you start your BDO journey. But as always, don't be afraid to reach out and ask questions on the Discord or in the comments. Today we're going to be going over what you should do for better optimization as you start the game. There are more in-depth things that you can do, but everything we do in this video can be done within the game settings. What we want to do first before we continue through the main story is change up the UI because the default is not great. Right now it's a little on the off-peak hours. It's really early in the morning in Europe time, so there's not that many people spamming, although we see some chat here. So what we're gonna do is go to settings on your main menu. I'm gonna hit reset all just in case it has something saved from my previous or my Korean account, just so I know we're starting from scratch here. Okay. What we want to do is go to performance settings. We're going to hit high textures, remastered. Say okay. This is going to depend on your PC though, okay? I have a 3080 5800X3D, if that helps you. Anti-aliasing, I use FXAA. I don't like TAA, it's too blurry. SSAO is on, display filter off, faraway objects on, depth of field on. That's a preference thing though. Faraway NPCs off, doesn't matter really. Hit effect, I turn that off as well. Hit apply. Okay, let's move on. Optimization, turn off auto frame optimization. If you have really low specs, you can use the upscale or the AMD FSR 1.0. FSR 1.0 does force you into remastered, I believe, and it uses TAA, so it can look pretty awful depending on your resolution. Upscale also isn't very good, but it's gonna allow you to at least get a 30 FPS even on like the lowest graphics, so it is a last resort option. Low power option, turn that off. Attack decisions, really preference. I would say keep it on for now because it'll teach you when you're doing a back attack. I'll say back attack, air attack, critical, all that stuff. And you kind of want to know when you're behind an opponent or a monster and stuff like that early on. Miss effect, always have this on. I love that option. Just lets me know when I lack the accuracy or I'm missing skills. That's why I do no damage. Performance optimization, you want this on. We're gonna have to restart the game to do that, but just have that on. It's just gonna take more memory. So if you have at least 16 gigabytes of DDR4 or 5 RAM, you should be fine. Effect optimization, you can leave it like this, like I have it, or you can turn it off, up to you. Character optimization, turn that off. Hide other adventurers. If you're not gonna do PvP and you know for sure you're not gonna do PvP, you can turn this on. What that does is when you're in a very crowded area, it's going to make the other players disappear. That will help obviously with your FPS, but in a PvP situation, not the best. So if only in PvE, you can turn that on so it hides other people. Camera performance, vision range, you always want this maxed out. You see the lower we get, the closer we are to the character. And it's going to help FPS, but I don't like it being so close. I like it further away, so I have it maxed out. Camera effect, I hate them, so I go all the way down. That's preference though. I see some people that like the camera effects. It's up to you. For now, just put 0. If you're prone to motion sickness, absolutely put it on 0. Workers and pets. Work progress. When you have workers in this game for the nodes, which we'll go over eventually, but not important right now, you can see your workers going to that node to work. It's just I call it like a role-playing setting. You can have it on if you want. I just have it off. Pets, show only my pets is what you should be having. You can hide your pets as well, but they're cute, so just have them on. You never want to show all pets because everyone's pets is going to show and it's going to kill your FPS. Hide certain NPCs. You don't need to do that. It's fine. Display settings, full screen window or full screen. It's pretty much the same thing. It's going to depend on your refresh rate. I just have a full screen window. It's fine. UI scale is resolution based. We're at 2560 by 1440. Crop mode is something that you use if you're trying to just gain even more FPS. So if we turn this on and we hit apply, you'll see that we have black bars now and our FPS will go up, which is good, but we'll play like this. It's a little squished. I play like this sometimes when I want to do some PvP and I just need a little bit more FPS, especially in Node Wars. There's a lot of people. It does help there, but that's more of a preference thing. We'll just turn this off for now. Display quality, we already went through it, and performance, so just make sure everything's still the same. Show blood splatter or blood stains, you can turn this off. I turn that off because I just don't like how it looks. But if you are playing with kids and you don't want to see the blood splatter, you can do that. You can turn that off. Remove other effects and remove faraway effects is also useful because some classes do have very blinding animations, effects. Photo filter just changes how it looks in the game, right? So this is the base one, non-contrast. There's also vibrance. It looks a bit more saturated. It looks okay sometimes. I like both these settings, but there's a bunch that you could do. Bleach, cooler setting. There's the old style, which is more kind of gray. Sepia. Just go to non-contrast for now. And maybe if you want, you can increase the contrast a little bit. Effect opacity. Some classes, like I said, blinding animations. Not great for your eyes. Trust me. I would recommend you turn this down to 60. It's going to make the skills not look as cool, maybe, but I would rather be able to see what I'm doing than just flashing animations every 2 seconds. If you go all the way down to 30, it's great. But if you're new, I think 60 is where you want to start because you also want to know what your skill AoE looks like and what your skills kind of do. So definitely at 60 is a good. Combat focus, I just put this at 0. Camera graphics, just make sure everything's at 0. Vibration is unreal. You don't have to let me just show you what that is. Let me go 100. You can see that there's a bit of a shake every time we use a skill. So after a long time of grinding, that's going to get you motion sick. You just turn all that off. Blur effect, turn that off. Hit apply. Screenshots, I mean, this is just preference, whatever you want to do. Audio settings. Here, again, preference. You can manipulate music volume, cutscene volume. If you don't want to hear the music, just press apply. Listen to your own music. Ambient sound, you don't want to hear the crickets. There you go. Cicada, no more cicada. General settings, aim assistance. You always want this on. Combat assistance should be on, I think, for new players. This might be because of my other account, but all this does is while you're attacking monsters, it's going to turn your character and attacks to the nearest monster. It's okay in the beginning, but I don't know why I get why they do it, because if you've never played an action MMORPG before, because there's not really that many, you're going to get confused. So this will just turn your character to the next nearest target, and that will help you early on, but as soon as you get comfortable with the class, I recommend you turn that off. So we'll have this off. Screensaver, I'll just turn that off. There's 2 fonts in the game, but if you choose Deja Vu Sans, you can use your own custom font like I'm using right now. Can't do that on console, obviously. Show hide. Here's where, really against preference, but I kind of like to not show other people's names. It just makes it cleaner, in my opinion. I also don't like having my own name, but for now, we'll just leave it like that. Show monster name, sure, that's fine. Always show family name, which is what Rookie Adventurer is. Once we try and chat, whatever, it's going to ask us to choose a family name, which is going to be your account name, what everyone's going to know you as. So if I choose Anders EU, that's what people will see. Display party member names, yeah, you want that on. This is fine. Show ranking is when people have the little medals. You can see that. Show stacked HP bar. It's a little bit more advanced. Don't worry about it too much. All this stuff, your character will glow certain colors depending on if you're in a different zone, in a hostile area like we are right now. Red names means you are in a hostile area. Only a PvP thing. Don't worry too much about it. Just turn all of this except maybe Quest NPC. Turn all of that off. See other campsites. You want to hide other campsites when people have their tents out. That way you don't see it and it doesn't kill your FPS. Show fairy. You'll get a fairy pet later on. It's a companion. That's very useful, but you want to show it? Sure. It doesn't really matter whether you hide it or show it. It will still do the same function. Custom HP bar. There's two types of health bars that you can choose. The new one that we have on right now, and then the smaller one that is, again, preference. Choose whichever one you like. Defense icons, keep this on, especially if you're new. Whenever you're doing skills, you may have protection on that skill, and you can see what kind of protection it is. The red icon means you're invincible. The yellow icon means you're super armor, so you can't get CC'd or crowd controlled or stunned. And the blue icon is a frontal guard, which means you are negating damage in the forward direction, which is good for some PvE instances where you want to take less damage in the forward guard. Miss effect, keep that on. Combo video guide, skill combo video guide. You can keep these on, but we'll take them off for now. Alerts, here is where I recommend you go down the list and you uncheck all of these things. Turn all of these things off. Notification you can keep on, but Conquest Wars, everything else, just turn off. Not necessary. Guild missions, if you join a guild, turn this on. Very useful. But other than that, everything is off, and all the things in the middle that keep popping up, they'll go away. You don't have to see that ever again. World map, no animation, and 90 degrees is what I recommend. So that way, we press M. There you go. While we're in the map, I do want to go over a couple of things. You can see this is how it should look like. If it doesn't, go on the top right here. Make sure these are all highlighted. You can turn these off at will. Just make sure these are all on for what I'm about to explain. You scroll out. The world is immense, okay? And it's huge. And these little icons, these are grind spots or event spots or boss areas. So it's going to tell you field boss, Dim Tree Spirit, sniper rifle hunting area, field boss, level 12 to 15. Don't think too much about the levels or the optimal AP. They're going to change that soon. Just look at the area. Goblin, Kron Castle, Beg, Red Nose. That's what you want to look at. This thing here, this giant compass, not very useful. I turned that off. The nodes you want to keep on. As you uncover areas, you'll uncover nodes, and you can see this little town here is a node. When you turn that off, you can't see it anymore. Just have that on so you know where everything is. Knowledge, if you don't have the knowledge entry, it's going to give you a little gray question mark. You can go ahead and keep that on until you get all the knowledge entries if you want. Quest is important to have on, especially early on. Location icon tells you where you are. You kind of want that on. Trade, you can turn that off. Not really necessary. Transportation, also not necessary. Detailed surroundings is what shows the little icons. If you turn that off, you can't see the icons. Recommend keep that on. Dark Rift information is a mechanic that you will unlock after level 50, I believe. So keep that on. They'll show up in the map to where they are. Something you want to do as well. And broader information, again, turn that off for now. Not necessary. It's a purely ocean trading thing that you won't do for now. So that's the map in a nutshell. Let me see, make sure we didn't forget anything. We were under alerts, then we went to world map, region, NPC voice language. It says English even though it sounds Korean, so let me just put Korean. You can use a chat filter if you want. It doesn't really matter, it's up to you. Miscellaneous, so there's UI themes that you can choose, though we have the default one right now, but we can choose the new Land of the Morning Light one. Press apply and it will just change it. Again, that's just preference. So there you go. When we open it up, you see a little nice looking UI, not too bad. Let's see what else we got here. Navigation type, you want guide arrows so you know where to go. So let me show you here. If we want to go here, we have guide arrows here, yeah? You can see where to go. If you have no navigation guide on, you can't see the arrows. It'll still be there, but you just can't see it. We can also have a marked line, which is this kind of style, or a little guide fairy. That's this little orb. They all do the same thing, so just choose whatever you want. Make sure these are off. Close window UI. When hit, it's very annoying. So if you have these on at default, you go on your map, you're trying to see, okay, where do I need to go? If there's a little monster near you and it attacks you, it's going to take you out immediately. You have to go back into your map. It's going to attack you again, and it's just not going to be a fun experience. So I recommend having that off. Auto run camera off as well. And that's pretty much it. This is all UI hotkeys. You can change your hotkeys if you want. Your quick slot keys, your gamepad, I believe you can change as well. Mouse interface, you can use mouse to move if you want. For the most part, don't worry too much about it. And that's the settings in a nutshell. Little reminder, support your creator event is on. Every purchase you make, you can use the code Anders. Capitalization does not matter and at no additional cost to you. I will get a small kickback, always appreciated. And as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.